AllBall TV. They scared, but I'm not.
Guess what?
Eh,
Yeah, yeah. Just what you think I don't know when you talking about me? Yeah.
Giveaway. That's kind of dope, man. I'm not gonna lie. Giveaway. Yo, giveaway. I'll tell you what giveaway.
What's good?
Pablo Jorge. You've been good with your translations lately, AllBall.
Paul George.
Pablo.
That's Paul George.
Yo, you've been this guy. He lived uptown his
Yeah.
whole life. He lived uptown
Yeah.
his whole life, and he's proving it to you.
Let's go.
Paul George, aka Pablo Jorge, rumored to be coming to the Knicks this summer.
Uh-oh.
Have you heard that?
Oh, now, did I hear rumblings? Yes. I heard that a while ago. I know, there was some things on the table, and the Clippers was asking for too much, so we didn't attempt to make that move. Was it legit? I don't know. But as you can see, we still was successful. But yeah, I've heard those rumblings. Yes, I have.
Well, it's rumored to be obviously the CAA connection, but also according to this is heavy.com, they have the 76ers with the best odds to land Paul George. And they have it at a plus 275. If you're at the gambling spot, you know what that means. The New York Knicks are a distant second at a plus 950. The Clippers, however, are still the odds-on favorite to retain Paul George at a minus 220. Paul George is 33 years old. The Clippers remain far apart in extension talks, according to Brian Windhorst. You know who that guy is from ESPN. It's now been 3 months or give or take. There's been no agreement on Paul George, and the word in the NBA is that they're apart. The Hoops Collective, Paul Windhorst said on the Hoops Collective podcast. That podcast is dope, by the way. If you can withstand Brian Windhorst, they always talk about inside information and everything. The Sixers will not have a problem, as they could have as much as $65 million in cap room, according to Bleacher Report. Bleacher Report salary cap guru. Philadelphia can offer George his 4-year max deal worth $212 million. To get to that 49.4, the Sixers would need to initially wait on re-signing Tyrese Maxey. Everyone else is either a free agent or non-guaranteed contract, like Paul Reed, $7.7 million in 2024 and 2025. And only if the team advances to the second round this year in the playoffs. So a lot of stipulations for Paul George to sign with the 76ers. I don't see this article here where they're going to go into the Knicks side of it, but I did find it interesting that was even a thing. Like Paul George going to the Knicks. What do you think about that?
I'm kind of 50-50 on that. I'm being honest, I really like our team. Would that be an upgrade from Julius Randle? Yes. But let me just say this. Paul George can't stay healthy, and I'm big on now, no Diddy. I'm really big on, if you can't win with James Harden and Kawhi Leonard, what makes me think you're gonna come over here and do it with Brunson and OG? So for me, it depends on what we would have to give up. Also, these guys now, they're just looking for money. So I'm not sure if I want Paul George, man. I don't know if these guys want to come over and win. I don't know if they want to be legendary and make history. These guys going to go where the money at, which I don't knock them. Months ago, I liked this trade, but now seeing what we are without jumping the gun and, giving out too much for a Paul George or Donovan Mitchell, I like Mikal Bridges better than all these guys. I think he would fit right in. I think he would be fun to play with. He's more healthier. He's younger. So for me, I think there's better options. I'm not saying Mikal Bridges is a better basketball player than Paul George, but I think he's a better option. As far as Paul George to Philly, I'm being honest. And that's a super upgrade from Tobias Harris. But once again, look how Philly was looking before Embiid got hurt. They was title contention. So I'm starting to realize I don't know if teams need these players. Like the Paul Georges, the Durants, the Kawhi Leonards. Like, these guys don't have that stigma that, that they had years ago. So, does it look good? Is it cute? Yes. But what would we have to give up to acquire a Paul George. In my opinion, he's not worth $50 million a year. And to me, that's where it stems from. He didn't win anything. He's not close to ever being an MVP. It's not like he's, he's young. He's not the same two-way player he used to be. So for me, I don't see him moving the needle for us. Because right now, if we're fully healthy with everybody, I think we good. Now, once again, a player like that, if you could get him and get pennies on the dollar where we don't have to give up much, like how Phoenix got Bradley Beal, where you give up, one or two players, maybe 2 picks, and it's not your core guys, then, I can see something like that. But if we got to give up Hart, Deuce, Brunson, OG, DiVincenzo, Mitch, nah, I'm not doing it. If you want to take Burks, Bogdanovich, Precious, 4 picks, 5 picks, I'll do something like that. Maybe throwing Hartenstein to go back, but if it's any of our guys, nah, I'm not doing that. Nope.
Not at all. The $50 million rang a bell. No, thank you. Not at all. We got guys that came on here on a discount. Jalen Brunson's the best player on the team. He's better than you, Paul George. I don't see how you made the Clippers better, to be honest with you, this season. You guys are struggling still. Like you said, Kawhi Leonard, all these other guys, you can't figure it out. You want to do a podcast like Brown, you to poison his, the roommates podcast too. It's podcast P, pandemic P. I believe in all that more than playoff P. Ain't been enough playoff P. That whole 2-way player gig is out the window, bro. Like don't get me wrong, he has. I mean, there's countless amount of young kids that come out right now, and all of them point to Paul George being their idol, their idol. I get it, skill wise.
I don't get it.
No, I get it. He has a handle. He can take any damn near any shot, create space like crazy. And remember, all these guys are 6'6", 6'7", 6'8", and they're coming in the league with a handle. Like, he's more the prototype than ever before because of his skill set. It's just that the IQ is not there. The emotional IQ wasn't there. At one point, I was defending him, saying maybe he lost his confidence because of the injury. It's been a long time since then. Either you got it or you don't got it. We've seen Derrick Rose go through almost hideous injuries, and he came back. He's a warrior. Same thing with Russell Westbrook. Russell Westbrook doesn't have the highest IQ in our minds, but there's nothing. He's a warrior. What's stopping him from going 100 miles an hour, no matter what style of play you have. So with Paul George, I just think I don't see how he's adding to the team besides being a veteran, and he is clutch. Do not get me wrong. He would provide that. He can create his own shot. He's not a great passer. Let's not forget that. In this era, that's the one thing, going to your point. Why do you guys look up to him if he has all these skills and he doesn't even really pass the ball or is able to engineer an offense like that? Like, I'm just, for him, $50 million, and we automatically go, that's a bad sign.
Now, see what's making this thing tricky. Look at the draft coming up, right? Big shout out Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett, love their platform, but they spoke about this. Word is this is the worst draft of all time. They're comparing this draft to the Anthony Bennett draft, and I don't like when things is like that said, because you got young black, just young athletes. I wish the best for all of them, right? All races, all colors, right? But now you have these teams, these GMs. Listen, this is why these players gonna get all this money, because you don't have the next Wemby, the next LeBron, the next superstar, even the next 3, 4, 5 good. Like look at all the guys that was drafted last season. You don't even remember none of their names, and I'm talking about the top 10, like literally. So that's what's gonna make a lot of these guys get all this money. Somebody's gonna give Paul George that. I hope it's not our Knicks. And I'm gonna be honest, if I'm the Clippers, if you're not giving us a home discount, you can go. And Philadelphia better be careful, because now you acquire your Paul George, and now what if you don't win? See, that's my thing. Everybody's thinking that Kawhi to the Toronto, that's all they thinking about. These guys don't have that no more. Paul George is not a needle mover no more. I'm sorry, and I'm gonna be honest. LeBron, look at LeBron struggling with Anthony Davis. Look at Kevin Durant struggling with 2 stars. So for me, I think basketball is getting back to. I love how when the Detroit Pistons win a championship, when the teams is constructed the right way, with hard nose, no diddy tough coaching, defense, leadership, team. So for me, having 2-3 superstars or going out to get that, like I said, if I'm gonna give somebody 50 million, let's be realistic. A Joker, and I'm not even a fan of Giannis. A Giannis, because at the end of the day, okay, if we don't win championships, your jersey got to at least sell out. People got to come want to see. No, I'm being honest. I don't think nobody pays to see Paul George.
Well, I think they do. I think they would. That's part of the reason why they wanted to keep him over in LA. I didn't.
They want to keep him in LA because of Kawhi Leonard. Let's be realistic.
Right. But it's the combination of those players. Like, he still has cachet, bro. Like, I don't know what he sells sneaker wise.
I respectfully disagree. I'm not saying he doesn't have no cachet, but I'm gonna be honest. I've never heard nobody say, I want to go to the game tonight because Paul George is coming to town. I've heard that about LeBron, Curry, now Brunson, Ja Morant. We can go even Trae Young. Like, I've heard that. KD, Kyrie, Luka. No disrespect, but nobody. Embiid. I've heard that about a lot of places. I've never heard that about Paul George. So for me, all of that factors in when it comes to me. I can be wrong, but for me, all of that factors in. And if you're not gonna get a championships and you're not doing that, I'm straight.
But again, I think we always go back to this. We're circling back to the fact that he has a podcast, and it's not like it's unsuccessful, in my opinion. Like, I don't even like his podcast. All these things matter when it comes to the presence of the team. How much pull do you bring when it comes to anything surrounding you? So him going into the YouTube all day long, he's a Clipper. That stuff matters.
So let me ask you a question.
Oh no, I know.
Would you like the addition of Paul George? Right, that's one. Part two. Okay, you don't, but for the people who would like it, let me get your opinion on this. Him with the Knicks, is that a problem for Jalen Brunson because Paul George has to have the ball in his hands?
Yeah, because he would be a ball stopper, and he sucks at passing, bro. He has a lot of bad passes. That's my thing with him. And we already got Julius Randle trying to like thunderdome everything all of a sudden, and he looks nuts out there. Devin Booker, way better fit, like you said to you. Mikal Bridges, way better fit. Herb Jones, to me, is the dream cheap
and much cheaper,
first round draft picks.
Much cheaper.
We get that, I'll go crazy. You'll see me going nuts, bro.
And we gotta realize certain guys, they've been around for a while. They in their mind they still superstars. Are they still coachable? We need guys that's gonna listen to Tibbs. So is a Paul George gonna come and listen to Tom Thibodeau? I don't know.
Hold on. I'm glad you said that, because sometimes we view listening as the blatantly obvious. Draymond Green heard what you said and he ignored what you said, right? That's blatantly obvious.
These guys think they're smarter than everybody.
But so for me, I think the opposite. I think they're going with a game plan, and Paul George is either scared, he's dumbfounded, he gets shook, something happens to him.
Oh, wow.
in crunch time. Like, it's not, for some reason, everybody doesn't have those ingredients, man. They just don't.
But for me, I'm not even worried about crunch time. I'm saying, like,
well, anytime.
No, right, because a lot of these vet players, right? Like, look what LeBron and them guys, how they disrespect Darvin Ham on the sideline, right? You telling me if Paul George is here and Tom Thibodeau yells at Paul George, how is Paul George going to take that? See, I look at everything, and once again, would I love a Paul George? Yes. If he's going to buy into the culture. If you're not going to buy in and understand that we're a team and we trying to win a championship, we're not trying to win the headlines, we're not trying to be the best podcaster, we're not trying to win social media, we are trying to make history. If you don't buy into that, play defense, be a great teammate, and play winning basketball, then I don't want to have no parts of you. And it seems like the team we have now, the coach we have now, I watch it all the time. Those guys look happy, and those guys look like they like each other.
I love everything you said, because when has Paul George looked like he fully bought into any championship mode? He played with, he's another guy, played with Westbrook, played with Kawhi, everybody. So I don't know what his excuse is, but I love our team. So, you know.
Yeah, so before we go to the next topic, just for me, Paul George to the Knicks is a big NO. I'm good. I'm good.
As they used to say back in the day, and I don't hear that anymore. Ditto.
Yeah, finito.